Hi, I'm Allie Duncan and welcome to my channel. This video is dedicated for me to tell my story. Over the past 16 years, I've been an intuitive healer. I've been a spiritual coach, and I've been helping people find their way back home. So reframing the reference that they have about themselves and their story, giving them tools to use to make tremendous shifts in their mindset, which in return allows their external world to be completely different because of their perception of it. I clear people from emotions. I basically recalibrate them and clear out what doesn't serve them on an energetic level. And so I've been doing this for 16 years. And then it came a point where I think people wanted to see more of me and where I came from and the experiences that I had to get me to where I am now. So I'm not sharing my story to get sympathy. I absolutely love who I am and my life and everything that I have going on. I'm a wife to an amazing man. I'm a mother. I am a grandmother. And I have a thriving business. I own my own studio. I live in an amazing penthouse. And life is good. I travel the world. I'm basically retired at the age of 45. So when I say all of this, it's to acknowledge that where I am now, I had to experience and go through everything that I did to get here. All of the growth and the healing and the ability to help other people see their lives in a different way. So I'm not going to go into great detail about my past and how I was raised, but I will go through some highlights because I think I pretty much cover everything. And it's just the mindset that I have and have had to get me to where I am right now. So I was raised extremely poor on a farm in a small town. And when I tell my daughters how I was raised and I take them out to the farm, they always ask me like, what year were you raised in? And because we had no running water, we had no indoor plumbing, we were extremely poor. We were in a majority white town, so me and my sisters were the only black kids all the way up until high school. There was a few other black kids. And so I was raised in those conditions, which at the time was horrible. It was horrible, but then as I got older, I started to be like, oh my gosh, like I loved everything. The first time I was able to use a dishwasher was when I was in my early 20s. I had no idea what a dishwasher was and how to work it, but I was so grateful for the dishwasher. And I know that I wouldn't have had that response if I was raised any other way. I was also raised in abuse. So my dad was very abusive to everybody in our family, especially my mom. So I witnessed a lot of abuse and experienced a lot of abuse. And then I took that dynamics with a male and drug it over into my relationships. And at the age of 16, I got pregnant and had my daughter when I was 17. And understanding that I was raised strict Christian, no TV, no radio, no makeup, no jewelry, no pants, and definitely not talking about sex. So my parents pulled us out of sex education and just made us read the Bible a lot, which obviously had no impact because I was wanting love. I was craving love. And so I thought that's what I had found in this male that I connected with. So I had my daughter my senior year of high school. I graduated early and I went on to enroll into college. I experienced a sexual assault and I got pregnant with my second daughter. And this whole time I was on government assistance. When I found out that I was pregnant the second time, I dropped out of school. I got 2 or 3 jobs just to make ends meet while being on government assistance. So here I was in this pretty much majority white city, being a black teenage mom of 2, being on welfare, working. So I had this whole idea of, man, this is everything that I didn't want to be. This is everything that my parents told me to avoid, but in a very fearful way, fearful mindset. And so moving on, I created my own housekeeping business and it was thriving. It actually got pretty large and I was so proud of myself. I was so happy that now I could get off government assistance and I had my own money. I supported me and my daughters, and I got married, and I got pregnant with my third child, which was my son. But then I started to notice patterns, right? Patterns that I was again in an abusive relationship. So I had decided to try out to be a police officer in this all-white city. So I said, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. I want to make a change. And I did. I got hired on as a police officer. I was the first and only Black female police officer. And I don't think, since then I've quit. I was there on the force for 10 years, and I don't think they've hired another Black female police officer. And so that was so life-changing for me. And as I began to notice these patterns where I'm involved in other people's lives who had abusive relationships, I was like, oh, I'm still in an abusive relationship. So I left my husband, got my own place, and then I started connecting with these people, different types of people that were showing me different modalities. So modalities meaning my first one was Reiki, and this was from, she's still a dear friend of mine. She worked at the police department when I was there, and she gave me a massage and incorporated Reiki, and it blew my mind. So from that point forward, I just immersed myself into Reiki, and it just opened so many doors for me, and it was nonstop from there. And so I continued to develop this this gift that I knew was inside of me. When I was little, I'd always play around with magic. Like, I loved magic. And even though that it was frowned upon in my house and the church that I grew up on, it was my thing. Like, I absolutely loved it. I was so drawn to Kali, even though she was explained to me that she was basically the devil. So, and as you can see, that didn't last. I have her tattooed a full sleeve of Kali because she played such an amazing role in my life and my development. So this gift just kept getting bigger and stronger, and I would start to see clients, other police officers, and give them Reiki sessions because I was so pumped and amped about this gift that the universe was expressing itself through me in this way. So one summer I took off to India for 6 weeks, and I studied yoga, and that was life-changing. And I got certified to be a yoga instructor. So I came back and I started teaching yoga, doing my energy work, and it just grew and grew until finally I just quit. I quit being a police officer, and I started my own business of seeing clients and teaching yoga. And so where I am now is that I have a wellness center in Denver, Colorado. And I teach yoga still, and I see clients do intuitive sessions, do spiritual coaching to bring people back home. So when I look at everything that I experienced and the mindset that I had, there was several things that now started to click that, oh, this is what I was doing this whole time. And so I want to share those things with you. I want to share with you how I got from this experience. And I'm not saying that it was a bad experience. It was uncomfortable. It was challenging at the time, yes. But it was not a bad experience. But how I got there to where I am now. So I've owned houses, I've sold houses, I've owned businesses, I've fixed them up, I've sold businesses. I'm down to one business now. And I just enjoy my life. I travel the world with my husband. We've been married for 16 years. And we're both just truly enjoying our life. And I really want to continue to share with people on a bigger scale of how to change the mindset, how to heal your past, regardless of what you went through, regardless of your experiences and your beliefs. I am so pumped about what I have to share in the next 3 videos with you to help you make that shift. And I am so honored that you would tune in, that you would listen, and let me be your spiritual guide to bring you back home by reframing your reference on who you are, what you experienced, and what you still have the opportunity to experience. So thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to connecting with you in the next video.